Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about Fresno. Not just Fresno, the whole valley, small towns around the foothills, but there's so many good things going on in our community, and our role is to spotlight those and let you know what's going on. Our next guest, I should say, is truly doing God's work. I hope it's okay if I can say that.
I hope you say that.
Lisa Casarez Austin, Angels of Grace Foster Family Agency. Now, you do something, and I want you to tell our guests, our viewers, what it is. Sometimes in the middle of the night, sometimes at 3 in the morning.
24/7.
24/7.
We work right alongside Child Protective Service, rescuing children out of abuse and neglect. And it truly is a calling, a privilege, and an honor to serve our community in that capacity.
Good for you. But it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, but it's heart work.
Yeah.
Heart work.
From the heart, yeah.
Heart work. And we get to work alongside people like you in our community that have always been very supportive of our work. The community, we work along all the police officers, Child Protective Services. Everybody gets involved when it comes to children. And it comes from, the importance of being able to have the opportunity to serve our community. Fresno has a huge need. And we step up to the need, which is beautiful. We have an emergency closet that's available 24/7 for our kids being rescued. So the community is constantly donating, doesn't have to be new, used clothing. And we have all those items available as our kids are being rescued. Sometimes out of meth labs. We know how important it is to have clean clothes after that, or out of severe neglect, or if someone's, children are living in a car and they need a warm coat, we're able to bless them in that way too. So we've been really excited. It was a vision God gave me 23 years ago, I should say. And we've been able to do the work that our heart has called us to do. And, we always have more than enough because this community is awesome.
In Fresno, all over the country, there's a constant things going on where people are being arrested, for example. They take them off to jail, and left behind are kids. There's no place to store those kids, right?
Right. Well, and we're 24 hours, and we're basically an emergency. So the county, remember, the goal is to reunify children with family. And so we come in a moment's notice. We take the children in. We love them, take care of them, clean them up, whatever they need. And then in 3 days, the county will have what you call a team decision-making meeting. And at that meeting, all the family and people that might be able to provide care for that family meet around a table, and they make a plan for these children. So it's sometimes they stay in the system, and sometimes they don't. They go to family members. And at that point, you might have a grandma that all of a sudden is going to end up with 7 grandchildren.
Oh, boy.
And we get to be a blessing there as well and kind of help them navigate through the system.
So from the moment the kids are removed from their parent, for whatever reason it is, they need somebody to take those kids and place them, and that's what you do.
That's what we do. We have homes that are emergency homes. So as we're waking up with the police department, it's interesting because everybody's asleep, and the activities are still going on in our community. And so, we have families waking up to be able to feed these children as they're coming in and address all of their needs. And so it happens, for some reason, 3 o'clock in the morning is like the time the darkest things happen at 3 in the morning. So we wake up whenever we're needed, and it's been a blessing. I've been doing this probably my whole social work life, and I started as an internship when I was getting my master's in social work and emergency response with Child Protective Services. And so that was kind of the beginning of this passion that I started to feel for responding and being a blessing to children.
Now, when you get to the place wherever the kids are to pick them up, to find them their emergency shelter, is Child Protective Services always there?
They're always involved. What happens is when there's an emergency, the police department will go out. The police will contact Child Protective Services, and then we come alongside Child Protective Services. So it really is a community event. I mean, it takes all the different entities to come together for this to happen.
What gets me thinking sometimes is a lot of things move in there all at once. It's never planned, I would guess.
It's never planned. We're an activity-driven calling. And what is planned is that we remain calm and that we are able to walk in with that peace in our soul. Because our kids they're like little radars. They're waiting to see, who's the people that are safe here. So we all try to remain calm and be their teddy bearers or whatever we need. So when the children feel our soul, they can feel comforted knowing that we are their safe haven. We're there to be a blessing to them.
It sure is pretty traumatic for those kids.
It is.
And here comes Lisa. Here comes somebody from your agency.
Yeah. You know what? I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and I've shared this with you before, and I think it's important for people to know that it didn't just happen. I mean, it was something that someone did for me. I came out of the Marjorie Mason Center pregnant with 2 children, and there were people that came alongside me and walked me through that dark time. And now it's my time to pay it forward. And I remember what that felt like, to come out without shoes on and not have clothing and, feeling like you're below zero. And then some human comes alongside you, which I call human angels, and they walk this path with you. And then you're able to get strong again. You're able to start growing from the inside out. And then you become human, and you go and you grow and you pay it forward. And that's what I get to do. And my foster children, they're now, I've been doing this for so long, and I see them in their 20s, and it's just beautiful to see that they have also are living purpose-driven lives. And it's exciting to know that God doesn't waste our hurts, that we're able to use those things that could have destroyed us or made us stronger, and I choose to let those things make me stronger. And the kids that we've been able to rescue that stay connected to us have done very well. And it is traumatic. Life can be pretty traumatic, right? So.
Yes.
It's either going to break us or build us, and we hope to build people.
Now, middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning, all of a sudden you've got a kid and they need placement. With that being said, what do you say to our viewers? How can they help? How can they be involved?
Well, everyone can be involved. Everyone has an assignment. Not always do you open your homes to children coming out at 2 or 3 in the morning. But if that feels like something that could be a calling in your life, we do work with families. We certify homes. We do the trainings. We go make sure that the homes are safe. We have social workers that come alongside and assist that process. And then once the children are placed, we continue to support the family. So it truly is walking alongside the biological family as well, to make sure that they're receiving all the help that they need, and then so the children can go back into a healthy environment.
The goal is to bring them back.
The goal is for everybody to come back together in a healthy environment, and we've seen it over and over again. It's possible. It's doable. We're a bunch of humans, and people make bad choices. People make mistakes. Some people feel like this is this cannot. Nothing good can come out of this, but I've seen it happen over and over again, and it can happen. So if people feel called to be part of that, we're always looking for resource families that are willing to open their homes, their hearts, their lives to children that are coming out of abuse and neglect. Now, mind you, my babies, I call them all my babies, 1 day to 21 years old. So they're not all, little ones. They're kids that are in their up to 21 years old. So depending on the age that you would like to work with, give us a call at Angels of Grace. 559-268-0000 is our number. We say it's halo, 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 like an angel. So we are willing to work with families, and we are licensed with the state of California, so it's a certification process, and we work together, but always with the intention of children returning back home with biological families.
Nice. Now, one thing just struck me as you're talking about this is you have to have a perfect record. You can't one day say, we don't have time for this one kid, no place for them to go, and they get to fall through the cracks. You have to, every single kid who needs help, they all have to go somewhere.
Every single child has to go somewhere. And we're not the only agency. There's other agencies in town. Also, Fresno County has homes, resource homes. So there are a variety of homes that people can choose to belong to. We're not, the only agency, but if this feels good to you, we meet and it feels like a good connection, because it does have to be about feeling supported, then we continue to walk the process with you. And, a lot of our children, if families are not able to reunify, then we're looking for people that are also willing to make permanent plans for children. And that
sounds nice. Yeah.
It is, because that's a forever family, someone that you're going to be connected to. And they become 18-year-old children. Before you know it, I see them grow up so quick. They're but a vapor, So it's an assignment we all have to pour into the lives of children. I always say we're like, one of my favorite therapists always said, we're people makers, So that's what we are. We are people makers. We're pouring into the lives of humans that we come connected to, especially the broken, which are these children. We get to be a blessing as they're being rescued, and we get to comfort them, love them, put clothes on them, you make them feel that they're valuable, that they have worth. And those things are things that they remember. It could be traumatizing, but that will get them through and be able to help them become resilient.
Seems like it would take a lot of resources to do this.
It is. It's a lot of resources. But this community, as I've already mentioned to you, has been amazing. I mean, I've seen so many miracles. There's been times when I've said, oh, my God, I need car seats because Grandma's going to take all these kids, and she's going to have to take the car seats. And we give them away because that's what we do. And then before you know it, somebody else
Needs a bunch of car seats.
brings car seats. So
some bring them in.
Yeah, they
and
bring
then
them
some
in.
take 'em.
It's a river.
Wow.
It's a river, and the blessings flow.
So people can help.
People can help however they choose to, either becoming a resource family or by contributing financially, or once again, we're a nonprofit, so it's a tax-deductible donation, or by, even use clothing. Like some of our kids, the little girls, the clothing goes quick because they're like me, we like to wear clothes. But the boys, my real need is like boys, especially like size 8, because they rip those suckers up.
They're rough on the clothes, aren't they?
They are. So I'm constantly saying, if you have any boys that are around size 6, 7, 8, we really need the Levi's, because, man, I'll tell you, those kids, they go through them.
Levi's will last longer. So car seats, clothing, cash,
diapers, formula,
Diapers,
even
formula.
head lice lotion. Sometimes our kids come infected with head lice, and those are things we have to do in that moment. I know some people say, well, Medi-Cal will pay for it. We need to do it in the moment, because otherwise
can't wait that long.
We cannot wait that long. We want to make sure everybody in the family is safe, and you know what happens when you go in, if you don't take care of that, then the whole family gets head lice, and we don't want that to happen. So.
I'm sure you realize this, but I tell your story a lot, what you do, and people have no idea that this is going on, and that's why we would like to have you on the show every once in a while, that there's this much activity going on at nighttime in our city, in our county, and all over the state, all over the nation. There's people
all over the world
picking up and placing children who are scared and traumatized, and when they have a person with a good heart like you walk in, it makes everything go better.
Thank you. Well, you know what? If you have that one little light in a dark place, that's what you look at, and we want to be that light. If there's light, then the darkness has to be extinguished, and that's what our goal is. At Fresno and everywhere, people are struggling, people are having challenges, but we get to come alongside them, and we get to be a blessing, and that's what it's all about. This world is in need of so many blessings right now.
You can go to angelsofgrace.com. You can call them at the old-fashioned way, I call it, on the phone, 559-268-4HALOS, 268-0000. But start at angelsofgrace.com. Can people donate right on the site?
Yes, they can. They can go to our website. There's an area where they can make a donation, and we would be truly grateful. And it's all tax deductible because we are a nonprofit.
If they happen to just have a bunch of extra size 8 jeans or
I would
car
be-
seats, they can go to the website and find out where
Yeah,
you are and where to take it. Or
That's it. Yep,
know where
we're
to
right
go.
located at 6179 North Palm, which is just north of Bullard, and we have a circular driveway. Just go in, call us up, and we'll come out and we'll bring the clothing in and give you a tax deduction receipt, and you will have been a blessing. So thank you.
You are a blessing to all of us,
Oh,
Lisa.
thank you, Mike. And I feel the same way about you.
Thank you so much. We will be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.